So today we're going to be going over 8 Windows 11 tricks that are often overlooked. Now to begin, the first one is extremely simple, but it's extremely convenient in the case that you use emojis. So let's say you're typing, whether it's through a text or in a conversation, you simply press the Windows button and the period button. That'll open up this little emoji bar, and it gives you access to emojis, GIFs, little icons, and other symbols and stuff that you can utilize, even your copy-paste button, your clipboard, and you can go ahead and use emojis that are accessible right away. So in the case that you're in a conversation and you want to use an emoji, you simply press the Windows button and the period, and then you have access to emojis that you can simply click in conversation and use on a whim. So that's just an easy way to access emojis. Another really interesting Windows 11 trick that a lot of people aren't even aware of is a new feature that exists in the File Explorer. So let's open up our file. And we'll go over here, and now you're in your PC. You can look at all the other stuff that you have, or you can simply go over here and simply type in File Explorer if you like. Doesn't really make a difference because they both have the same features. And essentially what we're showing here is that there now exists a button over here that you can basically add new tabs. So you can be doing one thing in your File Explorer, for instance, going through your pictures or your videos, and then on a separate tab, you'll be able to actually have something else going on. So for instance, let's open up our desktop, and then over here, while we're working on desktop, we have our devices and drives open. So that way you can have multiple things going at once, and that way you won't ever lose the work that you're working on, and you can have two things operating at once, making it super simple to multitask. Now, a third trick also involves the File Explorer tabs. See, as you can see here, we're in this PC. So now, for instance, let's say we wanted to open up something else, but we wanted a duplicate of this File Explorer tab. All you'd have to do is simply right-click, and then you'd have access to Duplicate Tab. Then you can go ahead and click that, and you'll see that the exact same tab location is opened up over here. So now you have your desktop open, this, and then basically what we just duplicated. So that if you wanted to close that out, you can, and you actually have the same tab that you had open before. The fourth trick we're going over is something that, some people are aware of, but others just simply don't know how to do it, and that's just a personalization aspect in your Windows 11 computer. So simply go to personalization, or we can just go to settings and we'll find that after because it's not popping up. You can go to settings, and then in settings we're going to want to go to personalization. Once in personalization, you can scroll down and you'll see themes, you're going to see colors, background, all these different things. So now if you want in personalization, you can scroll down to colors specifically, and you'll see accent color, transparency themes, etc. And you can actually customize the accent color of your computer and what you are using. So for instance, you can swap it to pink, and then the accents of all of your stuff will be pink. I like to keep it purple. But mainly, the main thing that we were coming here for is that you can basically change the entire mode of your computer. As for now, I have it set to dark mode. A lot of people prefer that, but you can switch it back to light mode if you like. I personally prefer dark mode. It's easier on the eyes, but this is where you come to adjust it from light and or dark mode depending on your preferences. The fifth trick we're going to be going over today involves something involving your battery life. So you're going to want to go to settings, then we're going to want to find system. Once it pops up, give it a moment, we'll want to find system. Then we're going to want to scroll down and you'll see power and battery. We'll go ahead and click that. Then from here, you'll see your entire battery life, how much time is remaining, and then energy recommendations as well as power mode. Now, what you'd want to do is go ahead over here, and you can adjust these things for your own preferences and ways that you can actually save battery life. So in order to do this, one of the best ways is to use the energy saver mode. So reduce power consumption and increase battery life by limiting some background activities. So to do that, you can turn it on immediately. So always use energy saver. You can go ahead and toggle that on, and that'll actually enhance the battery life of your computer so that it can last longer. So as you can see here now, it says the estimated time is now 2 hours and 16 minutes. If we were going to compare it to earlier, it was actually an hour and something. So we've enhanced our estimated time remaining by simply turning on the energy saver mode, and by clicking it on and off, you can easily just toggle it, and that way you'll have it on or off depending on your preferences. If you don't want to have it constantly constantly on, you could adjust it to turn the energy saver on automatically when the battery life is at a certain percentage. For some people, they have it set to 40, some people it's just less, or never, or always, depending on what you like. But that's a great way to save battery and an easy way for you to enhance the lifespan of your computer. The sixth trick we're going to be going over today is using the Windows snipping tool. To do that, you simply need to press the Windows button, the Shift button, and the S button at the same time. That'll open up the snipping tool, which gives you access to either taking screenshots or video, depending on what you want to be doing. So let's say we want to take a screenshot. You can simply toggle the snipping tool on, like we did, through Windows Shift S. Opens it up. We have our snipping tool available, and you can do it depending on what you'd like to do. You can either click, like I said, the record button or the screenshot button. And to do that, you can do freeform, or you can do rectangle, window, full screen. Let's take a full screen screenshot. And just like that, our screenshot is saved through the snipping tools. Now we can mark up and share. And through doing this, you can adjust it however you like. But there are different ways that you can use the snipping tool. Like I said, you can do freeform, you can do rectangle, or the full screen, depending on what it is you are trying to achieve. So you can do that, and then if you'd like to save it, share it, or edit it, it would all be within the snipping tool itself, with all the buttons here accessible for your use. The seventh trick that we'll be going over today involves your taskbar below. So as you can see here, mine is actually aligned on the left. That's how I personally like it, but typically with Windows 11, it is aligned in the middle. If you don't like that and want to change it, you simply right-click on the taskbar and go to Taskbar Settings. Once you're in Taskbar Settings, once it opens up, you'll be able to see a variety of things you can change. You see here you have the search bar, the task view, the widgets, the system, the pen, touch keypad, other system things, and taskbar behaviors. You'd want to go ahead and click Taskbar Behaviors, and you'll see Taskbar Alignment right here. You can go ahead and click that and adjust it whether if you want it to be center or left. Now you can also have, what I have on, is to automatically hide the taskbar. This gives you the full screen effect when you're on your computer, instead of having your taskbar open at all times. If you toggle this off, the taskbar will be constantly there. If you toggle it on, it'll only appear when you go over it, like so. Now the eighth and final trick we're going to be going over today involves the taskbar yet again. See, we open up the taskbar here and you see all of the apps that we have available. Now in the case that you want an app to be there that isn't there and you have it on your desktop, all you simply have to do is take it, for instance the YouTube app, and drag it to your taskbar, and it'll be able to be linked immediately to the taskbar, and it'll be permanently there for your use. And you'll have it both on your desktop and the taskbar simply as such. So that's all for today. If you guys found the video helpful, or at least insightful, please like and subscribe. Have a nice day.